Hello everybody, welcome to the Patriots rebuild, and this man right here, Mac Jones, probably will not be the starter for much longer. I imported the best draft of the 2024 class that I could find, and then I don't expect us to be too good, so after simulating through this whole season just really quickly, not really rebuilding throughout the season, I'll look at contract extensions. That's pretty much it. We'll head into the draft and we'll make our decision on which quarterback we want. I intend to trade up for one. That is my personal plan. I don't think that we'll look further down for guys like Michael Penix, Shedeur Sanders, Joe Milton out of Tennessee probably isn't my first go, Quinn Ewers, and I was actually thinking about making myself a draft class for this upcoming class as well. It would just take so long, and right now I'm kind of stressing for time. So that being said, let's head to midseason where I'll look at contract extensions, and then at the end of the season you guys will see me go through free agency and the draft where we'll make the big splashes. Mission is accomplished. Kind of, we failed, and that makes it accomplished. We are 1-6 at this point. Mike Gesicki should be back. He is 4 years for a reasonable amount of money, and then we'll try to bring I definitely want Uche back. Not really big on Hunter Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, Trent Brown. I tried to put in a 1-year deal, might have to settle for a 2 with him, and then Kendrick Bourne I'm fine letting walk. So I think we'll just focus on Uche and Mike Onwenu. Kyle Duggar, maybe later in the season he might have a little bit more interest. I doubt it, but maybe. Mike Onwenu is back for 7 years. Happy to have him around. Couldn't get the deal done with Uche. He's worth quite a bit of money, actually, more than I thought. And I'll look at Kyle Duggar real quick. He's probably going to be worth the pretty penny as well. We do have some cap space. Kyle Duggar, is he worth it? I don't think so. We have Marte Mapu. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try to sign him back, actually. We'll go 3 years, try 5.5. This might get it done. I doubt it, but oh yeah, okay, he's back. Good. We finished the season 5-12. Unexpectedly, the Dolphins finished 4-13, and remember, that is all in the game. It's not really implicating what's happening in real life. Mac Jones didn't really have a great season. 23 interceptions, 19 touchdowns, 3,500 yards. Definitely replaceable. Ramondre was fine, not amazing, but when he played, he was all right. And Devontae Parker, I guess, is doing all right as well. The Ravens are the champs. They beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Really battle of the birds there. Justin Herbert is your MVP. Arthur Smith is your coach of the year. TJ Watt, your defensive player of the year. Bijan and Jalen Carter are your rookies of the year. Highest dollar I'll pay for Uche is probably, that's so much money, man. I don't know how much he'll develop, but he'd have to be Matthew Judon 2.0. It's so hard to sign him to this with Keon White also. Keon White, the rookie this year. I'm trying to think of where he was out of. It's totally blanking in my mind right now, but I don't know. Uche would have to be super good for me to do this, and to me, he's not super good. I guess I'll lower it down to 8, and if he signs for this, we'll do it. He does. He's back. It's not the worst thing ever, and I will just leave the option up on Mac Jones. Really not interested in bringing him back as we are looking to draft one this season. We'll go after Rashid Shaheed and Jonah Williams, and I don't know. Rashid Shaheed's is a 1-year deal, and Jonah Williams I want for 4. So he'll be the pivotal right tackle instead of Riley Reef. And we do get Rashid Shaheed on kind of a try-it deal. We'll see how he works out. I'll see how he shakes out with the offense. And his new quarterback that we're going to go ahead and bring in just a minute, going straight to the draft right now. And at 1-1 overall, the Chicago Bears are up to pick. And I think that I'll leave it up to chance here and simulate past the number 1 overall pick. And whatever quarterback gets taken, I guess we'll just take the other one. I'm sure you guys already know it because of the thumbnail, and like the title of the video is obviously focused around that, and Jared Verse is actually the number 1 pick here. I've already done a Caleb Williams rebuild with the Bears. Actually, I don't know, they have Kyler Murray, so I'll leave this one up. They go Liatu Latu, and rightfully so, and they'll go with another skill player, Brock Bowers. Now I'll trade up. Done deal. Devontae Parker is actually enough to just move up the 4 spots in the first round to get ourselves our franchise QB. This comes as no surprise to you guys. Like I said, you guys already know. I'm gonna go Drake Maye here. He feels more like a Patriot to me. No, not because of his race, and I don't know, it just makes sense. So give me Drake freaking Maye. Normal dev, I'll change that obviously. Yeah, I don't know. We'll be moving on though to the second round. Here we are. Barrett Carter, a player I really like, great athlete, and it looks like the guy that made the draft class also agrees with me there and likes him as a player. We'll take Barrett Carter, the middle linebacker out of Clemson. I guess we'll just go with Bo Collins. Looks like the best player. I'm not really familiar with this like depth of the class, so we'll go ahead and just go with the 6'3" physical, 92 speed wide receiver. We'll go with Aries Jones at this spot. Looks like a good athlete. A press, A catching, D man coverage obviously sucks. B zone coverage, C tackling. I don't know. Developmental piece at best. This is our 4th round pick. Not really mattering too much. I let the CPU take the rest, but we'll see our draft recap now. Drake Maye at a 78 overall. Barrett Carter at a 75, and then Bo Collins is actually a 75 as well. Aries Jones is a 70, and the CPU kind of did the rest. I do want to see the rest of this class. I messed with just Drake Maye and Caleb Williams. I made them correct because it was Drake Maye. He was at like a 75, maybe 74 overall. Caleb Williams was at a 77, so I kind of just went in and fixed those guys, and then you guys can kind of look at the guys in the class. Marvin Harrison Jr. definitely needs to be up. It's all right class. I got to change depth traits and stuff like that, and I'll probably start working on making my own here soon. It might just work better that way. So Drake Maye, if I were to make a draft class, I'd give Drake Maye superstar and Caleb Williams superstar X factor. So that's what I'll give the good old Drake Maye here. I'll give him superstar, and I did all of his gear and stuff. I'm just kind of particular like that. All right, leave me alone. I made a good player here with Drake Maye, 78 overall. He's already playing up to an 80. Should fit in very good with this offense, this new offense with Rashid Shaheed. Obviously Collins is here now, but Tyquan Thornton might see some play time. And then at right tackle, I'd rather have, oh wow, wait, did we not have, what is happening? Did one of our tackles, Trent Brown? We didn't bring back Trent Brown. That's huge. So we need another tackle. Didn't think about that. Then Christian Gonzalez up to superstar. Love to see that. JC Jackson's here. Marcus Jones is developing fine. Jonathan Jones here. I think I've already made too many jokes about Jack Jones, I believe that's his name. And then we have some good edge rushers. I'll have to move this team around. I'll get it how I like it, and I'll present you guys the team. So I moved City Sow out to right tackle for now. A lot of rhyming going on there. Gesicki, Smith-Schuster, Collins, Rashid Shaheed, and Tyquan Thornton. And then defensively switched our scheme up. Now we're a 4-3 team, and I need to drop a few guys down to the end. It's gonna be confusing. I still got a lot to go, and I looked at it wrong, so we'll have to figure this out for sure. Very solid safety group, and then we've already been through our corners, so that'll be the team. All right, let's hop into the season. Let's go to the mid-season, see how we're up to, see what we're up to, and see how we're doing. We are 5-2, which is a huge step up from what we've been up to. And Drake Maye starting off very well. Oh my god, his career is going right to plan. 4th in the NFL in passing yards, 1,800, 15 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. And yeah, we've got a lot going for us here. On the ground, I see us, getting a little bit more. We need a little bit extra there. Rashid Shaheed is doing well, and Juju Smith-Schuster is averaging quite a bit per catch. Tyquan Thornton's getting some work. Mike Gesicki is good on when he gets the ball. 4 touchdowns for 3 of our receivers. And then defensively, Juwan Bentley leads the team in tackles. Christian Barmore with 8 TFLs kind of stands out. 9.5 sacks from Matthew Judon is insane. And Christian Barmore is back with the team for the foreseeable future after a great start to this season. Done deal. Jabril Peppers and Mac Jones, a 2nd, a 4th, a 3rd, and a 5th. The 2nd, 4th, and the 5th of this year, and then the next year 3rd for Joe Tippmann, Mekhi Becton, and why are you getting a center? You have David Andrews. His contract's up after this season, and I'd rather just move on from him. He's 32 years old, and then we also get that 1st round pick. So I look at it like Jabril Peppers and all those picks for Mekhi Becton and Joe Tippmann, and then Mac Jones for that first round pick. And if there's any reason why I shouldn't have traded Jabril Peppers, let me know in the comments. But I like Marte Mapu a lot out of Sac State. That's actually a local college around me, and it's actually really cool to see him rated so highly in the game as well. I don't know, we're gonna try to make another trade at least. Done deal. Goodshaw Andrews, a 6th and a 7th this year, and a 4th next year across for the Carolina Panthers 2nd round pick this year. It's a good deal, like any way you look at it. I think any way you slice it, I think it's a good deal, and we come out benefiting from it. Matt Judon is here for the next 2 years after starting this season amazingly. Done deal. Jonathan Jones for a 2nd round pick next year. Just offloading kind of at this point, getting the old guys out while we still can get value for them. And Ramondre Stevenson is back for the foreseeable future. I think it was around 3 years. I'll let Jelani Tavai walk, and then at the end of the season we'll renegotiate with Rashid Shaheed. He wants a better bonus than I was willing to give out at the moment, but I wouldn't mind going a little higher for him. After starting off the season so promising and well, we only finished the season with 2 more wins, so we finished 7-10. And we'll see how rookie Drake Maye did, as he was second in the NFL in passing yards and had a very good interception to touchdown ratio, which is amazing. Ramondre was fine. I think he'll be good soon. I think he'll be good soon. And Drake Maye actually only had 350 on the ground receiving. Juju was amazing, and Rashid Shaheed filled in the number 2 role well, and Tyquan Thornton even got a lot of work and did really well with it. So Gesicki was also pretty good. Defensively, 119 tackles for Jawan Bentley, 106 for Jelani, 17 TFLs for Christian Barmore, 12 for Matthew Judon, with 16.5 sacks. Pretty much the only one producing on this defense, and 3 interceptions to go around. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Caleb Williams. So we didn't even get Offensive Rookie of the Year despite throwing for the 2nd most yards in the league with Drake Maye. And here's where Caleb Williams landed on this list, because he would have had to have been great to beat out Drake Maye. Maybe Drake Maye had a little too many interceptions, but it's what it is. I'm happy with the interception and the production in just year 1. Maybe we'll see a upgrade to, I was gonna say maybe we have an upgrade to Superstar X Factor regardless, and we do. Drake Maye is a Superstar X Factor in just year number 1. Rashid Shaheed, 3 years, $4.5 million base salary with the $3 million bonus. He said the offer is perfect. Rashid Shaheed is back. No more Jelani Tavai. Dietrich Wise I'm fine getting rid of. We should be able to move on and acquire some better people. We're going after Greg Newsome, Elijah Moore to be our perfect slot receiver in between Juju and Rashid Shaheed for now. Michael Pierce as a short-term investment, rental deal. Jack Sanborn, long-term outside linebacker that can come and help us and kind of fill in what Jelani Tavai was doing. Shouldn't be all that bad anyways, and I'm sure he won't even start. So let's go ahead and evaluate these offers, see who gets onto the team. That is unfortunate. I was really hoping for Greg Newsome, but instead he goes to the Broncos. So we actually pick at 8, 10, and then in the second round we pick 12th in the second, and then 3rd or 10th in the 3rd round. And I'll look around, see if there's anybody I really like and want to either move up for or just draft in general. Taylor Griffin goes off the board at the 3rd pick, so he was probably the one I was going to go for. So at this point, it's probably just simulate to my pick the best player available. Since the team's already so complete, we can just develop these guys behind these guys, so when they leave, it's not a big deal. And this guy right here, he looks like the good, I know he's listed at right end, but he would be a defensive tackle in our system, and that we need, and he looks really good at it. Damn it, normal dev, that really sucks. Yikes. And there's this running back, and he's the only one I'm really interested at this point at number 10. So that being said, probably gonna actually trade this pick away. So I figured out who Bo Collins is in real life, by the way, too. He's not this good, so I'm just gonna trade him off. Done deal. It's not a complex trade at all, just a 1st and 3rd this year. We moved down to the 3rd pick of the 2nd round. This year we acquire a next year 3rd and a next year 1st. It's basically we're swapping this year's 1st and 3rd for next year's 1st or 3rd. Yep. And then we acquire a very early 2nd this year. Now the strong safety right here looks really good. B hit power, I don't know, he looks good, and he's definitely not a position need. This is Cecil Wall right here, just a really funny name. 6'2", 223, 21 years of age, out of Alabama. Got a lot of nice intangibles. He's not the fastest, that's fine. Not really the role he'd be playing, but looks like a bigger guy and something we need on this team. And this guy right here, I don't know nearly enough about him, and I'm not willing to take the gamble when we still have good trade value for a mid-2nd round pick. That being said, you guys guessed it, I'm trading it. And a bundle of picks, Bo Collins across for the next year 1st round pick from the Carolina Panthers, I believe. And then that 1st round pick I picked up earlier, I think I might have said it was from the Panthers. It was from the Texans. I don't know, something got lost in translation there. No more picks in this draft. CPU will take no picks, but it'll take the rest, sim wise. And Chester Dunbar, I was banking on him being a little bit better than a 73 is what it is. And Cecil Wall was actually a 75, not bad. And I don't have these classes jacked at all. I don't mess with the draft sliders. And Brandon Gilmore, the 1st overall pick, was really good. Rashad Hayes, the Oklahoma strong safety, was really good. Ruben was really good. 4th pick in the 3rd round. We got a lot going on here, and that safety I looked at was pretty good. It was a meh draft class with a lot of top end stuff. Not a whole lot happened with the team. It's basically still the same starting lineup, just with a few more depth pieces now with these rookies. So we'll head to the midseason. I'll let you guys know. We are 3-4 at this point, so maybe we could flip the script from last season, start off bad and finish well, instead of finish really bad after starting off pretty well. Drake Maye, a lot of interceptions, not really a fan of that. A lot of yards, but that's fine. Ramondre really hasn't got a whole lot better. Receiving, Juju's going crazy right now. Rashid Shaheed's getting a roll, and Elijah Moore is doing fine. Gesicki's meh. And who's giving up the most sacks? 4 from Jonah Williams is crazy. It's kind of funny looking at those, like how sim works. Barrett Carter, 62 tackles at the midseason. Good for him. 7 TFLs for Matthew Judon, 5 for Keon White, 5 for Michael Pierce, 4 for Juwan, 4 for Barmore, 2 for Barrett Carter, 1 for Jones, Mapu, Uche, Cameron Good, Chester Dunbar. 4 sacks for Michael Pierce. We bring him in. It seems to be the good option there, or the best option and best thing we did. Kyle Duggar, 2 interceptions, 1 for Marcus Jones and 1 for Christian Gonzalez. Wow, I didn't realize this. We have 3 first-round picks coming up. Done deal. Jawan Bentley, Jack Jones across for Trenton Simpson to fill in where Bentley was playing. Jawan Bentley, right? I don't know. Second round pick as well. I'm falling off the rails here. Marcus Jones is here for the next 4 years, and Mekhi Becton's back on a $9 million a year 4-year deal that'll secure him as the tackle of the future for this team. And then Juju, should call him Boo Boo. To this point, I don't know if he wants to take this deal. I mean, I'm kind of down. Probably okay. I was gonna say probably wants more years on that, but he is back. Taekwon, that's fine. He can kind of go. Michael Pierce, same thing. Rest of these people, and then I'll accept Christian Gonzalez's offer always. Up to the playoffs we go. Team once again just hasn't changed. Just differences between Simpson and Jawan Bentley. Pretty much they play the same position, and they'll just be different players now, I guess. I don't know. We finished 8 and 9, don't make the playoffs, which is annoying. Drake Maye just throws for the 2nd most yards in the league again. He's insane. 4,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, a lot of interceptions still. Rushing, Ramondre needs to be better. 21 touchdowns I see though. Oh my lord. And then receiving, Boo Boo was 1,500 yards. Rashid Shaheed with nearly 1,400. 10 touchdowns led the team. Gesicki picked it up. And Elijah Moore probably not earning that paycheck yet. 20 TFLs for Matthew Judon, 19 for Michael Pierce, 12 for Barmore, 11 for Keon White. And then 9 sacks for Matthew Judon, 6.5 for Barmore, 6 for Pierce, and 4 for Keon White. 2 interceptions for Duggar and Gonzalez, 1 for Marcus Jones and Trenton Simpson. Ooh, Michael Pierce is up to superstar. If he wants to stick around for a year, he's really cheap, and I wouldn't want to risk him going away. So that's fine. I feel like that's a good deal. He'll be back, and other than that, everybody else can leave. And plus, that Michael Pierce signing will give the young guy another opportunity in another year to just keep developing. And Kobe Dean could be interesting. Just kind of keep him around as a depth piece as he continues to develop at only age 25. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm in on that. He might be the only offer I give out. So yep, Nakobe Dean will be the only person we're going for, and we don't even get him. We lose out to the Giants. We have the #1 overall pick. I didn't even know this. #1 overall pick. The only 2 people I'd consider is this Jaron Bowie guy. First of all, Hall of Fame last name. Skills, B finesse moves, A power moves, A play rec, A tackling, C block shedding, kind of meh, but that could be developed. I'll happily move down 10 picks and pick up a 1st-round pick for the next 2 years from the Chicago Bears. I don't have to look any further. If Jaron Bowie didn't go off right here, then I might have considered trading up for him, but I just think it's past now, and we'll just have to look for someone else. Marquez Lindsley looks like a good pass rusher, just no more than that. And then Jimmy Wolf, I mean, he looks, oh yeah, he looks really good. Jimmy Wolf will be the pick here. Normal dev, man. So Lindsley with A power moves, C finesse moves, B block shedding as an outside linebacker that is labeled a power rush. You know, great speed, great strength, some intangibles. I'll just go with him. And normal dev again. We have a pick in the next 5 picks, or I guess 5 picks from now, and we'll have to see what we can get there. Maybe normal dev. And yeah, nobody really looks good here. I'll trade down, I guess, trade away these picks, maybe acquire next year first, additional, you know, picks. You don't know, you never know. Done deal. Matthew Judon and a 1st will be across for the 1st and the 2nd. Why are you giving a Matthew Judon? We have Josh Uche, who's just as good, and then we just drafted a pass rusher, right? But if my mind serves me correct. And then there's this guy down here with elite strength, A power moves, B play rec, B awareness, A to C block shedding, C finesse, A tackling. Doesn't look bad. So D'Angelo Hull is definitely on my radar. I'll keep checking around, but he's most likely gonna be the pick here. All right, yep, D'Angelo Hull, be the guy. Normal dev, you gotta be joking. We are just stacking on pass rushers. Might as well add a running back, Marcus Goldson. God dang it, 94 speed. He's got a lot of good stuff about him, yet Normal dev. Normally I'm a lot better at drafting, and I hate to, you know, toot my own horn or whatever, but it's so true. I'm never this bad at drafting, and this guy even looks pretty good, but I'm not going with another running back. Thomas Edison is available for draft pick here. It's interesting. I don't know what he invented. Pete Griffin too? It's Peter, right? Never mind. I lied. It's not funny. And we'll go with John Hollister here. He's just a really great athlete on the offensive line. And once he develops, he'll be good. But of course, no normal dev. No matter how good and fast and fat he is, no normal dev. I mean, no hidden dev, just normal. Here's a man-looking tight end. Now, I don't mind taking shots in the 3rd round with this sort of pick right here. A great athlete, and he's got some things to like. Enrique Verdon, welcome, or Verdon, welcome to the team. Yeah, normal dev again. I've never drafted this bad in my life. Draft recap. What do we got here? Let's show some big. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't even remember that we drafted a tight end early. And then Marcus Linsley's like pretty bad. D'Angelo Hull was pretty good. Marcus Goldson's all right. Hollister was fine, but Enrique Verdon's also pretty good. Wow. A lot over the 70s, just mid to like low 70 area. I don't know. I like that a lot. It's a good class, solid class. So yeah, the team's looking fine. It's obviously not perfect, and we've got a long way to go. I would like to move Uche down to an end at some point, and then Dunbar is getting kind of good. I want to start him somewhat soon. It's hard, especially having all this depth now. Like Uche to move down, we'd have to move someone else up, and that someone would probably have to be Lindsey again. I already moved him down to defensive end. We'd have to move him back. I'm not just gonna go put Sanborn at right outside. I don't know. It's tough, but you know, I'll do it. I'll move Uche down to left end, move Sanborn over to right outside linebacker, and just have hella depth at the end. Wow. Starting 2 and 5 is wild. Starting off this bad, we are ready to offload, and Kyle Duggar is first to go. And then we'll have to sign a lot of deals. Michael Pierce, I'll have to just, you know, trade him away. Done deal. Kyle Duggar, Michael Pierce, Josh Uche across, and a 1st round, I believe, this year. 3rd round this year, 4th year next year. And then we get a 1st next year, a 2nd next year, a 1st 2 years from now, and then a 3rd 2 years from now. Joe Tipman is back for the next 7 years. So this will be the team after the trade deadline here. Goldson is our RB1 now. Cecil Wall, I'm just trying to develop him early, get a depth trade or two. And on the defense, with the trade that we made with, I believe, Kyle Duggar, we're going to have to be forced to put Ari Jones at free safety for now. And then we have JC Jackson, Christian Gonzalez, Marcus Jones, who's developed quite nicely here. Dunbar, Barmore, and then we also have Darren Hull coming off the edge with Keon White there. You're now with Uche gone. And then other than that, Lindsey's back to playing outside linebacker. We obviously have, that's not right. We don't need that. And then it should be like this right here. That should be that. There we go. So we got Barrett Carter, Trenton Simpson, and Lindsey. So Trenton Simpson is a 25-year-old linebacker, middle linebacker. We're going to try to offer him a pretty, not steep deal here. I think that this will get it done just because he has so much interest in being here. And we have him back for the foreseeable future. JC Jackson will just keep until his contract expires and he's off to free agency. Not worth really spending my time to trade him. And then Drake Maye, we will have to accept that option and keep some money available for him. We'll sit in the rest of the season. I'll let you guys know how we do. We actually finished 7 and 10, which, you know, newsflash, it's not good. Cecil Wall finishes the season really great. 10 receptions, 131 yards. That's pretty crazy. Drake Maye finishes, I believe that was 6th in the NFL in passing yards, 4,100, 26 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He's really finding his groove. And Marcus Goldson, 2 very bad running backs this year that totaled for barely over 1,000 there. Receiving, Cecil Wall might get a depth trade upgrade if we're lucky. I don't think so. And then Juju got some numbers. Ramondre put up some. Nothing crazy, though. Trenton Simpson, 126 tackles. Very nice. 15 TFLs for Christian Barmore. 9 for Keon White, who led the team with 6 sacks only. We trade away Matthew Judon, I believe. And, I mean, we're seeing no sack production pretty much. And the only reason I'm questioning a lot of the moves that I made, like, I'm trying to say, like, yeah, I think we traded it. It's been a couple days since I started this thing, and then it's actually been the past day since the last time you guys saw me. So it's kind of just yeah, I gotta put it together in my head. Then it's actually interesting with Drake Maye here. I'm not gonna accept his option. That way we can get to negotiating as soon as possible to make sure we pay him the lowest number that we can. And then Marte Mapu, fine with a 4-year deal, give him 2.7 over. Yeah, this should be good. And he's back for you know, not virtually nothing, obviously still a bit of money, but not anything crazy or anything overpaying for a guy like Marte Mapu. Let's head to free agency, what we can see what we can get here. Acquisitions are huge, especially in free agency for me. We'll go after Reed Blankenship to play free safety for us. Totally Tuipulotu. Ian, what are you doing getting another edge rusher? Well, I just really love Tuli, and I think he could be an asset to this team. Quincy Williams to come in and play some outside linebacker for us for 1 year, and Keely Ringo, a long-term cornerback number 3 to 4, and we get the whole class. So that worked out pretty well, and I'll do one last scan over, but I don't think that we'll be getting anyone else. So right now what we really need is probably safety, with Reed Blankenship only being a 1-year rental and 28 years old, and then corner couldn't hurt as well. Interior would be something good if we can find like a really good defensive tackle, considering we have an 82 and only 78 in there. Keon White is highly replaceable. I'm going to bring Toli Tuipulotu down to right end. He'll actually probably start for me this season, and then Barrett Carter will move to left outside linebacker. Trenton Simpson will keep that middle linebacker spot, and then we'll have Quincy Williams, and obviously Lindsey will just keep developing behind the scenes. And you know, maybe if he wants to play a role, we could try to get him somewhere in there. I just don't know really what he'd do. Other than that, I think we're pretty solid on offense. Just waiting for some guys to kind of develop, but if there's a great receiver, I'll happily take it. This class looks really bad, and I mean, sure, it might be a strong tackle class, but I'm not interested in tackles. We don't need any speed power rushers or anything like that. This corner doesn't look good enough for me, and I know that was kind of like the most stuck-up thing of me to say. It sounded like an asshole. Rashawn Anthony, not going to trade up for him. A bad athlete, and we already have many players like him, and just you can look around and there's just it's not too strong of a class here. Ooh, AJ Madison. I lied. I like this guy. AJ Madison, physical 6'5". Oh my god. Yeah, this guy would be like our slot receiver, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what his, like, I know he has B medium route and C deep route, and C to F short route could really stink. He could just be a good boundary guy. So if he's there at, he's supposed to go off at like what, 21, right? So no, actually a little before that, at 18. So if he's there at 8, I don't know. We'll see. So we're on the clock at 8, and there's a receiver, AJ Madison, is here. Do I want to spend a top 10 pick on this guy though? If he has normal or normal dev, I'm really gonna be mad. So AJ Madison, we have this pick, and then we also have the 13th and the 22nd in this draft, which it makes me think a little bit, and I don't know, maybe we can still trade those away. I just want to look past Madison and make sure that we're not making a mistake drafting him. And here's Ronald Lewis, my bad. A man coverage, B zone, 5'11", 202 out of Ohio. Just out of Ohio. That's it, just Ohio. Went to 4.37, and then I don't know. Not amazing, actually. And yeah, there's this guy down the board, DeJuan Howard. It's like basically a poor man's Addison, but it says he's a playmaker. He's a little bit of a better athlete. I don't know. I like this guy quite a bit as well. I don't know. I'd have to do like a comparison again. I have to go look at Madison. So I feel like I'm just gonna say screw it, throw caution to the wind. Let's go AJ Madison. Take the guy here. All right, we're gonna take the guy that is probably better, higher ceiling for sure, and I'm happy with the pick for sure. So on the clock here at 13 and 24 picks down the board is my guy. This is Jeremy Bernard, 6'3", 195. So I'll trade this pick away, and then I might actually have to trade up to get that guy who is picked, or we're picking, okay, basically we're picking in another 9 picks. That guy's 24 picks down the board. I'm not gonna miss out on him. So like a cornerback needy team, the Colts, but they're not gonna take him. The Lions probably could use a corner. They're probably not gonna take him. Yeah, corner, there's no way that Seahawks take him if they're in the situation I think they are, and we'll probably trade up to like the Bucks pick or something. I don't know, we'll figure something out. Done deal. Ramondre Stevenson, Juju Smith-Schuster, backup tight end, our 3rd or 4th string tight end, and this 1st round pick is good for a next year 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Ramondre Stevenson, contract expiring. Juju Smith-Schuster, contract expiring. Wynn doesn't play and only has 2 years left on his deal. We get this 13th pick. I love that deal for us. Done deal. We move up 3 picks with 6th, 7th, 5th, and 5th, all in future years, and the 6th and 7th was this year, so huge deal here, but we trade up to make the right pick, and that is going to be actually pretty far down the board. Jeremy Bernard, 6'3", man-to-man, and he is a 4'3", you know, a phenomenal athlete, B press, C play rec. His awareness could be B to C, which either one of those two I'm fine with. So Jeremy Bernard, definitely the pick here. 6'3", and you have 4'3" speed, nimble as all could be. Look at me rhyme. I'm on that spree. I'm gonna stop now before I get embarrassed. Oh, this guy right here, this is like a dog right here. This is a middle linebacker free safety. You don't draft him to be a free safety. He's a freaking linebacker. And Junior Leonard, I'm fine gambling on. It's not really a gamble, but if he has you know, A to C zone coverage with all the rest of the stuff that is available to us and our knowledge, then I think that he'll be a pretty good pick. You give me Junior Leonard. Not the best dev trait, obviously. Hoping for a little bit better. That would have made him a lot, you know, a lot more suited for the job, but other than that, not really what I was going for. That was kind of the gamble. Half the gamble on that as well was the dev trait. See, this kid right here could be pretty good. Just a few things that could be bad. His pass block finesse is at a C, and then that run block finesse is probably going to be at a C or a D then. And then the C-def injury really doesn't matter to us with injuries off, and the rest looks fine. Not the best athlete, not the greatest strength. So Caleb Waiters, probably not like amazing, but he seems to be like the rightful pick here, and we only have a pick, I think like 9 picks after this one, so only 2 more picks, and he's probably not my first choice, so I'll keep looking around. There's a lot of good guards and stuff down here, but look at Max Williams here out of Kansas State. Got B's everywhere. Fine athlete at what, 6'3", 208. Got great speed, good acceleration, B catching, B press, C play rec, B man coverage, B zone coverage, C tackling. Give me Max freaking Williams. We're stacking that cornerback room right now. I think we have very viable corners, probably one of the better corner rooms in the NFL, with very like Keely Ringo obviously there, Christian Gonzalez there. We have Marcus Jones, and then we have these 2 guys that we drafted this year. So we're looking really good. And I think this is where we'll pick Caleb Waters. Just the best player that I see. Hidden Dev is really good. I'm starting to choke up on my words. I don't know. I swear I need caffeine for my brain and my gears to turn. I just don't know what it is. I used to drink like a Celsius every morning, and that would get me going. I'd be hype. My brain would be working. But without it, like, not only is the confidence down, obviously, my words are stumbling all over the place. So I don't really know. That's to be determined. I'll be getting some Celsius here soon. Don't worry about it. But till then, you guys are gonna have to deal with my mumble jumble of words and sentences. So we'll see what the draft class came out to be in the draft recap here. We can just go down, and the CPU handled absolutely nothing because from the second round on, we had no picks. Wow, what a draft class. AJ Madison wasn't as good as I thought he'd be. 74. He'll take the bench for a while, or I guess that wide receiver 3 spot where Juju was playing last year. Jeremy Bernard was a 77. Great find by us. Junior Leonard wasn't even that bad. Should develop quite nicely. Max Williams is a cornerback. Very good for him. I mean, obviously he's a cornerback. I meant to say he's a 75. Good for him. 23 years of age. And then Caleb Waters is welcome to be a good backup swing guard. If we need him to play at center, I'm sure he can. So that worked out pretty well. Good draft class for us for sure. And then we got the first 3 picks of the Chargers draft next year, which is clinically insane. And right now where we're really struggling is running back, but we'll take a little look-see here at the team. Jonah Williams is our tackle. Probably could upgrade on him as well. And then we got obviously Mekhi Becton, who's been great for us. Onwenu, Tippmann, Cole Strange, Gesicki, Wolf, and Verdon. Cecil Wall will take that wide receiver 1 spot from Rashid Shaheed, and then Madison will obviously develop under those 2. And like I mentioned, just need a better running back. Caleb Maye, what the hell? I'm thinking of Caleb Williams and Drake Maye. Drake Maye will have some more developing to do and to just get better. And we obviously have a very stacked corner room, but I'm going to put Bernard on the outside. Tuli Pelotu will start at right end. And then Darren, I believe his name was, D'Angelo Hall. It's kind of like D'Angelo Hall. He'll start and rush on the left end, and then Tuli Pelotu and Keon White. I don't know what I'm going to do here with these 2. I'll just see how Tuli Pelotu does after Keon White just underperformed. He's already like 27. He's getting there, 28, just 4 years into his league, or into the league. 85 power moves, only 74 block shedding. And I just would I would just rely on the 24-year-old developing than Keon White currently. So the 24-year-old Tuli Pelotu it gets brought in to basically fill Keon White's role and then just expand on it. So we'll see how that kind of translates through the rest of the season, through the first half, I should say. I'll upgrade our players and then we'll be moving on, but you guys will see me at the midseason. Ooh, we start off 3-4, just how I wanted to. Cecil Wall is cooking right now, and he's been good the 2 times that we've seen him there. 2,000 yards for Drake Maye is clinically nuts. Like, that's crazy, as he's only 2nd in the NFL. But I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen 2,000 from my quarterback in the midseason. 3 interceptions on the season, 25 touchdowns, starting off very good. Not really relying on the run game as we should. I mean, Marcus Goldson just not quite there yet. AJ Madison, I forgot to flip around some stuff, but hey, AJ Madison, if it's working, then you can have like whatever you want, man. If it's working, it's working. We'll just keep it going. Jeremy Bernard, forgot to switch him as well, but oh man, I forgot to do a lot of stuff with the depth chart at least. Barrett Carter's doing a good job. Only 3.5 sacks, leads the team from Dunbar. Totally only has a half a sack, 12 TFLs, leads the team though by a margin and a half. So maybe that's his strength, but only an interception for Marcus Jones. I got to flip around the defensive side of things with the depth chart, but we'll keep Madison where he's at just because he's performing well. We could see rookie of the year for sure for him. And I'll check up on depth traits and stuff like that. But first, I'm going to go through the depth chart. Moment of truth. Do we have any depth traits that stand out? Madison is just a star, and I'd have to assume Waters is too. So not too worried about that. Defensively, Bernard's only star as well. That's quite unfortunate. And then I'm actually going to do something a little different here. So you see how Hull and Tuli Pelotu are in the rush end spots? Well, on the base defense, I'll have Keon White and Michael Lindsay. Right, Michael? Right, that's his name. Marquez. I keep getting these wrong. So Marquez and what's his face, Keon White will start at base end, but on the rush end, on the specialist, we'll have Darren. Nope, that's not his name. I already forgot it. Tuli Pelotu and D'Angelo Hull. I suck with names right now. To the playoffs we go. We'll see how our little experiments go. It's kind of like a trial, like last half of the season. We're gonna really have to start to acquire. Shoot, I didn't do the freaking contract extensions. We're gonna have to look into those real quick. My lord, I didn't even check our record here. But Drake Maye, we just want him on, you know, like I said, as big of a contract as we can get him on, but before he gets really expensive. So we'll try this. Wow, still wants more. I'm willing to give him more than like 50 mil a year, to be honest. And then Christian Gonzalez is going to get a huge paycheck and pay raise. Hopefully he takes $15 million a year. If he doesn't, then oh wow, you got to be joking. That's crazy. I was hoping that he was going to take that. Reed Blankenship, Rashid Shaheed will be up to that. Barrett Carter, I'm more than fine just paying him kind of fairly here, just like that should work out. Barrett Carter's back, so we are actually 5-9, so it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna go from week to week and just start offering contracts because I can't afford letting these guys walk. It's just not really what I'm up to here. That's not part of the plan. We have 2 very good players, and they're probably 2 of our best, if not the 2 best players on the roster. We can't afford to lose them right as we're about to hit our peak, and we give Caleb Maye $50 million a year. He's back. And then Christian Gonzalez, 16.5 mil. Take it or leave it. He's there. He's got it. He took it. Guys like Reed Blankenship, Rashid Shaheed, Mike Gesicki, Aries Jones, Jonah Williams, Quincy Williams, and Dave Duvall, obviously, just such a stud, but we're going to have to let him go. So we'll sim from week 17 to the offseason. I'll let you guys know all the stats, numbers, everything that basically gets done at the offseason point normally. Basically just not stopping in to check our final record and if we made the playoffs, because I knew we weren't. We were 5-10 and we finished 6-11. AJ Madison wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Love to see that, and I will not wait to see what numbers he put up on the season. If I had to guess, it's going to be quite a few. Drake Maye with the 5th most passing yards in the league, 43 touchdowns, and brought that interception number up again. Goldson, obviously not what we're looking for. Oh wow, oh my lord, AJ Madison, go off. 1,400 yards, 20 touchdowns. That is high. Yeah, that's what we need right there, and he will be, I believe, a superstar. So defensively, Trenton Simpson, Jeremy Bernard even did a really good job. Toley had 18 TFLs, led the team with Barmore and Chester Dunbar, D'Angelo Hull, all up there. And then I'm looking at the sack numbers here. Chester Dunbar actually leads the team. D'Angelo Hull, not really productive. Then on limited snaps, oh wow, they didn't even play, huh? Oh, that's a yikes. I was hoping that we'd see at least a little bit of our ends, but no, that plan that we had really didn't work. AJ Madison has 4 upgrade points. That's right, 4 upgrade points. We'll spend them all on stuff that he's not as great at, because the CPU will already like automatically upgrade the thing that he's best at, which would be deep threat, which is very annoying in my opinion. We'll go with physical here for one of the upgrades. Physical, agility, catch and traffic catching, and short route goes up. And then we'll do playmaker once more. He's up to an 82 overall, 83 with morale. Wow, big upgrades there. But superstar development for AJ Madison, what a pick he's turning out to be. Already looks spectacular all the way around. Carrying ball carry vision, 90 change of direction at his size is amazing. AJ Madison, quite the stud. Then Jeremy Bernard, the Alabama corner that we took, I believe in the first round, right? He is also turning out to be pretty good. He's already up to an 80 overall, and 96 speed at 6'3" is crazy. Wait a minute, I think I saw it right. I think if we go over here, we see superstar development for Bernard. I'm guessing because of the tackles he had. It's so many tackles because he was playing slot corner for half the year, and then that kind of just led him on to be really good. Wow, Quincy Williams hit the regression hard. He is down now, and lucky we're getting rid of him. Leonard will step in for Blankenship, who is also going to be gone. Keon White, we don't know what we're going to do with our edges yet, man. Lindsey and White are kind of just hanging out and around. Nothing really like happening with them. Toley didn't produce. D'Angelo Hold didn't produce. Dunbar finally had like a mess season. Doesn't matter, he's still at normal dev. We just need some star players, and that's what we're really looking at and looking to do this offseason. Just add guys that are at another caliber that we just don't see. Reed Blankenship's back, 1 year, $7 million. Sure, I could spend my money on better things, but I'm just not going to. Dunbar, I'm not accepting that for sure. And we'll just be moving on to free agency, where, like I said, we'll look to just overall get great players. And of course, it is a weak class, a very weak class. That's, I mean, you can't say anymore. JJ McCarthy, Penix are both here. Sam Hartman, oh my god, Sam Hartman, the freaking Notre Dame quarterback. Keon Coleman, he's not from Michigan State, he's Florida State. The guy that made this draft class is off the perks. He's definitely a Tennessee fan. Joe Milton is like throwing for 5,000 yards. I just haven't showed you guys that because I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but I'm fine getting Keon Coleman from Michigan State. I'll have to pay him a little less, but you guys get the deal. Maybe not. So the two people we'll go after, Keon Coleman and Zach Tom. Keon Coleman I'm paying quite a bit of money to, but I'm fine. And that's basically the sculpture, like that is our receiving group, is Keon Coleman, just big ass receivers that can go up and get it, and then obviously the speed of Rashid Shaheed, and then we'll go for Zach Tom to be our Jonah Williams replacement for the next 2 years, and we get them both. So that's good, I guess, but not the class I was hoping for. We might have to make some trades or just draft really well. I don't know. I just can't wait around for this team to develop forever, you know? We have the 4th overall pick and no one towards the board other than Adonis Wilburn, who has A's everywhere. 4.3 speed. Play rec could be a lot better, but as long as that awareness is good, which it looks like it's going to be, give me freaking Adonis Wilburn. I'm not even going to take the chance here that he goes. I'm going to go to number 1 overall. We have the 4th pick, the 5th pick, the 10th pick, and the 30th pick in this draft. The 37th, the 62nd, the 68th, the 69th, the 3rd, the 94th. Oh my god, we are loaded up on picks here. Ooh, their quarterback room sucks. Never mind. Forget trading for the number 1 overall pick. They're probably going to go quarterback here, and if they don't, I will never forgive myself. Please do not take Adonis here. If I see the name Adonis come off the board, I was going to sue Madden for mental, or I guess emotional damage, I guess. I don't know. Something. Done deal. Keon White, Goldson, a first, which I think is the 30th pick, and the 4th pick, the 5th and a 6th. And then we'll get a superstar back who's on the last year of his deal, which I'm fine with. And then the number 2 overall pick to come up and pick Adonis, whatever his last name was, but we're gonna need him. All right, he's a great corner, and honestly, I feel like we have the best corner room in all of the NF normal dev. No way you have normal dev, right? I'm not that bad. Like I'm not blind here, right? That's normal dev. That is beyond frustrating. And at this spot here, I don't really look to draft anyone, so I'll definitely trade down, and it might have something to do with a cornerback, a former cornerback of our, or I guess a current cornerback of ours that we might want to trade away. Why is every corner just like really good? Done deal. A first, a second. Reed Blankenship and Marcus Jones can get us George Karlaftis, Nick Bolton, and some guard that had star development and super young and they weren't even using. So I mean, I'll happily take that, and we still have the 10th overall pick in this upcoming, or in this upcoming draft, this current draft, in 5 picks. And I highly doubt I'll take anything here, but what is it looking around her? Nothing. What a name that is. Shaq Jackson. Are you joking? That'd be such a name. This guy right here, Zamel Kitchens, who's down at like in the 20s. Wow, he could be pretty good. He's right here. Zamel Kitchen. 5'8", 201. And there's just so many good corners, centers, and stuff down here. It's like 20 picks from now. We can try to trade down like a good, 10 picks or something like that. I don't know. We'll look around. We'll make something happen. I'm guessing. A first, a 7th this year, and a 7th next year will get us a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for the Dolphins. Basically, we moved down 24 picks for a 2nd and 3rd, or we moved down 14 picks for a 2nd and 3rd from the Dolphins. Running back Zamel Kitchens is still on the board. 4.49 with elite acceleration. Just got a lot of intangibles that I like about Zamel there. So we'll just go with Zamel Kitchens at the spot, and then we'll just I guess try to trade up for spots around here because I like some of the players around this pick like 100%. Like there's some pretty good players around here. We literally have 4 3rd-round picks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 2nd-round picks left. We've managed draft picks a lot better in this draft than I think I ever have. Done deal. Jack Sanborn, a 2nd, 2 3rds to get up to the 25th pick, where I'll take a center. He'll be good in the long term. Our players are starting to get a little older. We're going to need their replacements here soon, and Rod Bentley looks amazing. A very good athlete. Should develop really well. His run block finesse sucks, but his power is pretty good. Just all around, he looks fine. And then hidden development makes it that much sweeter. Love that. Done deal. We get rid of maybe overpaid a little bit. Moving up 20 picks for 2 3rds, basically, is what's happening, and definitely overpaid. But it's a good thing that I don't like anybody else down the board. And we'll just go to my user pick, somewhere where I think that we should still have the availability to a rush end or a right end. That I saw, not a rush end, but he would ultimately end up playing, or I guess he's a left end. He would ultimately end up playing defensive tackle for us with A, block shedding, B, power moves. And you can kind of look around. He's a great athlete for a defensive tackle. For someone at 296 pounds, be nice, nimble, elite strength. If he has hidden development, which he does, it's so much better than Chester Dunbar, who we drafted a couple of years back in the same sort of position. So the left end out of UCF will come and be a defensive tackle for us, because that's what what fits our scheme. And draft recap here: 83 overall, Adonis Wilburn. I knew he was good. 75, Zamel Kitchens. That's good. Rod Bentley, a 76, which is very good. And Peter Dorsett at D tackle might only get better, but I do want to see his specific ratings because that's very important. 72 power moves at D tackles, meh, but 81 block shedding, which is actually 79, is really good. 73 and 85 excel is amazing. And 96 strength, which is actually 93, is also very good. Adonis Wilburn, I mean, this is a solid class. Let's be honest, it's a solid class for where we picked. And I know it's a number 2 overall pick, but we just made the best of what we had and got some very good players and made amazing trades to make this team a lot better. I just don't think I've ever drafted an 83 overall normal dev player. That is ridiculous to me. And like I said, Dorsett will come in and look at, he's already a 76 at the defensive tackle spot. Pelotu will go, and I guess he'll start on the other side of Karlaftis. Karlaftis like a power rusher, and then to have a finesse slash block shed run stopper guy like Toley on the other side would be fine. D'Angelo Hull will take the back seat. Bolton will come here. Carter will go play outside linebacker. Simpson on the other outside. Mapu, and then Bernard's like the corner we have. Leonard will come take over at free safety for Reed Blankenship. We're looking better. And Caleb Waters has superstar. We can trade Mike Onwenu, get great value in return. We could have some very good players. Center Rod Bentley can come in and play left guard when we trade Cole Strange. Nathan Tate can move to like left tackle or something. I don't know. We are looking muy bien at the moment. I love how this whole draft was supposed to be about Drake May. It's been about everything else. Headed into this year, we have a new look Patriots football team with Drake May under center. And then we obviously have a new running back in town. Zamel Kitchens will take some of the snaps. I don't know how much. Madison, Cecil Wall, and Keon Coleman out of Michigan State, which is not right if you guys don't know. We got Verdon and then Wolf, Makai Becton on Wenu with Waters sitting behind him waiting for his chance. Bentley behind Titman. And then Cole Strange has Hollister sitting behind him, and then Tate sitting behind Zach Tom, ready to take over. We have just an overall like a great offensive line. In fact, we'll just play Tate over Zach Tom at this point. I should say at this moment. Defensively, though, here's where things got a lot better. Barrett Carter just never really developed the way I wanted him to as a good athlete and whatnot. So it'll be Trent Simpson, Nick Bolton, Barrett Carter, but Bolton and Simpson will take the sub linebacker spots, and Carter kind of be the odd man out. Mapu at strong safety, Leonard at free safety, Gonzalez and then Wilburn at the boundary, and then Bernard will be your third and slot corner. Keely Ringo in a reserve role along with, I think this is Max Williams. Right end is Toli Tuipulotu with Lindsey sitting behind him. Christian Barmore is your defensive tackle 1 with Dorsett your defensive tackle 2 with Dunbar sitting behind both of them and Guerrero, and then also George Karloftis and D'Angelo Hull on the left end. And we'll go ahead and look at the specialists real quick. So Bernard in that slot, like I mentioned. Left end will be Karloftis. Defensive tackle will be Dorsett and Barmore, and off the right end we'll have Toli Tuipulotu, Simpson, and Bolton in the sub linebacker spot with Barrett sitting right behind them in case he's needed. And then right here we'll have Zamel Kitchen come in and play third down back and power back for long. Madison and Cecil Wall. Madison will be your slot receiver, but Cecil Wall will be there. And on the offense, Madison should get this offense going basically through the receiving room. Tight ends waiting for one of these guys to break out, have a great season, maybe a depth trade upgrade. And then, like I said, we already have backups for everyone on this offensive line other than Makai Becton. He's probably the safest bet. So on Wenu, might be a trade candidate at the trade deadline if we're not working up to expectations, and might have to get a move on or whatever. But that all being said, let's go to the midseason, see how we're doing with this new look team. Once again, we just remade ourselves pretty much. We actually start off winning. We are 4-3 at the midseason mark, something I will never go against. And wow, look at Drake May, 372 yards, 4 touchdowns on 82% completion percentage. I'd have to assume there's no interceptions involved in that. Drake May, 1900 yards at the midseason mark with 13 touchdowns and only 1 interception. What a way to start the season. Junior Long coming in doing a great job. Zamel Kitchen on the carries he's had, very limited, but good yards per carry, nothing insane. Receiving, AJ Madison leading the team. Keon Coleman actually coming up. Jimmy Wolf and Cecil Wall's the odd man out. I don't want that to happen, so hopefully Cecil Wall can pick it up by the end of the season. Zamel Kitchen has a receiving touchdown, averaging 12 yards per reception. That is really good for a running back. Defensively, Trenton Simpson and Adonis Wilburn tie at 41 tackles for the lead. 8 TFLs for Peter Dorsett, doing what he needs to do to come out and make an impression. Toli Tuipulotu, 3 sacks, 3.5 for George Karloftis and Barmore, but 3 sacks from Toli already totals, I think, what more than he had all season last season. A sack for Dorsett, Dunbar, and Hull. Interceptions, 0 on the season. Hopefully we can pick it up, carry some momentum into the second half of the season, really show what we got, and make a difference. But before then, before I forget again, we're gonna have to pay some dudes, and Junior Long is the first come, first serve. I like him. He should be the long-term back here, and we will sign him to a new deal. Cecil Wall will wait till the end of the season for him. George Karloftis, I'd be more than happy to just offer him money. All right, he just wants money. He's happy to get money. We'll give him money for a long time. Nathan Tate will have to re-sign as well. Go 5 years, 3. This should do it for sure. He wants to say yes, but he can't commit now, so we'll wait for the end of the season for him. Dunbar can walk. When did we sign Malcolm Rodriguez? I never did that. Everybody else can walk. Wow, we missed the playoffs going 10-7. Still a good season. I'll take the positives out of it. We're headed upwards. Drake May, the sixth most in the league. What is that? What is going on? Because you can look over here on the right side. I saw Drake May's name Oh, never mind. It didn't refresh or whatever. But look at what I mean with Joe Milton. Definitely a Tennessee fan that made the draft class because Milton is not that good. No offense. Drake Maye, 4,500 yards on the season, 41 touchdowns. So there's only 2 interceptions. MVP caliber season. Junior Long over 1,000 yards for the first time we've seen. Over 4 yards per carry. I guess at 4 yards per carry. 12 touchdowns for him. Receiving AJ Madison was really good. Cecil Wall kind of picked it up at the end there, but I'm fine letting him walk. I know it's kind of crazy, but I'm fine. Keon Coleman, I guess, is still here. Jimmy Wolf, what a season for the tight end. The getting his first shot and 12 touchdowns on the season. I think that led the team. Defensively, Nick Bolton, 112 tackles, 104 for Trenton Simpson. TFLs, Peter Dorsett, what a rookie season. 12 TFLs, 7.5 sacks on that interior. 11 for Barmore, 11 for Toli Tuipulotu, 10 for Karlaftis. We had sacks all over the place. Karlaftis was 8.5. Peter Dorsett was 7.5. Toli Tuipulotu really coming out of his shell, going 6.5. I think he's like 26 about now, so still has some developing to do, which is crazy. Barmore with 4 sacks as well. Interceptions for Trenton Simpson, Bernard, and Wilburn. 2028 season recap. Peter Dorsett wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. That is amazing for us. No MVP for Drake Maye, because obviously it's the Joe Milton show out here. But that all being said, what do the depth or what do the development traits look like around the team? Zamel Kitchen is superstar and no superstar linemen, which is fine. That's perfectly fine with me. Defensively, Peter Dorsett up to superstar is sick. And then nothing going on here with Wilburn, kind of just sitting at the same rating. I'll upgrade Dorsett off camera. So we upgraded power moves for him because it just needs to go up, but 82 block setting is playing up to an 86. The strength is amazing. Awareness is great. Play rec, tackle. It's like a for sure tackler. Power moves are fine. He should be so good here in a while, or I guess in the next like 2 years even. He's just super good. He might even take over that defensive tackle 1 spot next year. Just trust him that much already. Lindsey does have a first round option coming up, or I guess the 5th year option is what it's known as. And we're probably going to accept it. Maybe not. I don't know. Gives us more time to maybe trade him. And since we're on the uptrend, we never really got around to trading Mike Onwenu. So that might happen this offseason as well. And that's the thing about these rebuilds. You got to let the fluid positions flow. And Cecil Wall, I'm just not going to pay him this sort of money. And plus, we'd have to pay extra because he has no interest. Nathan Tate, though, at left tackle. This is very affordable. I'm fine giving him an even bigger contract just because it is that affordable. And left tackle for us is obviously not sustainable with Zach Tom. And then Jimmy Wolf, I will accept his option, give him some more time. And then Marquez Lindsey, same thing, accept that option. And then everybody else can walk. Yep. And then when it comes to Chester Dunbar, we've had a good run, but I'm going to have to let him walk. We have such a good defensive tackle group now between Barmore and Dorsett, I think his name is. Wow, what a steal of a quarterback this would be right here. Austin Noel, or Howell. I don't know why I read that with an N. Yeah, Austin Howell, what a steal this would be for that amount of money. That would be crazy in like a franchise series for sure. Running back, I'm on for Christian McCaffrey. Give me a year, Christian. I'll be fine. We'll go after Stephon Diggs just for the rest of his career. Basically, he's 34 to this point, but still a 95 overall player. He's going to retire at any point, so I just gave him a lot of years, which gave us the top offer. Christian McCaffrey, like I want pretty badly, so I will strengthen this deal. I'll strengthen this deal up a little bit as well. We have the cap space to do so, and Tyler Scott to come in and play wide receiver for us. Hopefully we can draft one or at least trade for one, because it's not, wow, I backed out. I was gonna say it's pretty slim pickings in the free agency class, but I'll go through. I'll let you guys know what we got. We got everyone we want. Stephon Diggs is here, Christian McCaffrey for a year, and Tyler Scott pretty much for the rest of his 20s. Never mind. I guess since we get Stephon Diggs, we really don't need to go out for or go out of our way to try to find a wide receiver. So that's fine. And then Jimmy Wolf up a dev trade. Obviously, Verdon just still kind of sitting there. And so we'll try to trade away Zach Tom. Cole Strange can, I guess, leave. He's on the last year of his deal. Tipman, I want still. On Onwenu can definitely get his butt moving out of here. D'Angelo Hull might be up next as well. Obviously, Peter Dorsett and Christian Barmore are pretty good. Marquez Lindsey might be traded away as well. Just have a lot of moving pieces right now. So no one at this point literally has interest in anybody. Nobody had interest in any of the linemen I put up earlier, and only a few teams, like a very select amount of teams, have showed interest in any of these guys either, which is crazy considering they're all 25 and in the higher 70 overalls. Like, they should have interest, but hey, Madden's freaking stupid and broken. And we're back to just having a normal draft with a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 6, no 5 or 7. But yeah, we don't have multiple first round picks anymore. It's kind of a bummer. Done deal. Mike Onwenu across for a superstar X Factor strong safety that we'll put at free safety. That was definitely an overpay for me. I should have definitely tried to get more, but I was just so overwhelmed by the chance that I get a superstar X Factor, you know, player, that I was like, well, yeah, I'll take it. Hollister in a 4th is good for a 2nd, and we'll hold on to Cole Strange for the year. Done deal. D'Angelo Hull and Zach Tomacross for some superstar Valdez tight end. I don't know, but just a great tight end, and throwaway pieces can get us that. Done deal. A next year first, Barrett Carter, Long, Lindsay will get us the 9th overall pick, and their 2nd round pick, there being the Bills, giving away Long, who I said was a running back of the future. But then we have Zamel and a Christian McCaffrey now, Lindsay and Barrett Carter. But why would you give away your linebacker, a starting linebacker? We can always trade for a linebacker. They are highly replaceable. And see these assets right here, 9, 18, 41, 50, and 62. You need to use those to get something. Done deal. Cole Strange, Max Williams, Julius Leonard, maybe a 3rd, 5th, and a 6th. A 3rd in 2 years, or a 3rd next year, a 5th next year, and a 6th this year for Frankie Louvu, and a 2029 2nd. So we have 9, 18, 41, 45, 50, 62, 82, and then we have a next year 2nd, and then a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd. We got to go to work here, but we don't have really the cap space to capitalize on anything. That was kind of pathetic. So we start drafting, which honestly, like I said, we just don't have the cap space to make big splash moves right now, which is a little unfortunate. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to trade some picks for next year picks. Done deal. This is really confusing. You guys will see it when it shakes all out, but I'll just explain it when it's done. That way it doesn't look that confusing to you guys. Done deal. Yeah, like I said, I'll kind of just do it, but I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. So if you guys can figure it out, good job. Done deal again. 2nd, 6th, and a 7th. We have no remaining picks, so I'll just go to the end of this one. No problemo. We are in the year 2029 now, which is next year. I skipped the draft recap, everything like that, because we had no draft picks. So here's what we end up with: a first, a 3 seconds, and then next year we have 3 firsts and a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and etc. All that good stuff. But basically, we're going to town. But this year, 1st, 2nd, and a next year 3rd, Christian Barmore across for no other than Jalen Carter. Done deal. A first this year, a first next year, and a 2nd this year will get me Nick frickin' Bosa. Bringing in these contracts is not smart. We are going to be financially unstable within the next, year or whatever it is that it, ends up being. But it's okay. Done deal. Marte Mapu, a 2nd, a 1st, a 4th for Kyle Hamilton, and all these guys that I'm getting are on multiple year deals, by the way. Done deal. Tuli Pelotu, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th for Donaldson and Nash, 2 X Factor linebackers. So we've done enough on offense to the point where I feel like we're really good. Keon Coleman, Stephon Diggs, and Madison, obviously great receiving room. Zamel and Christian McCaffrey, great running back room. Drake Maye, an amazing 98 overall quarterback. Tight end room, it doesn't really get much better than 81 and 80 overall tight end. Makai Becton and Waters over there on the right guard and tackles, really good. Titman up towards that 80 overall mark. Bentley's really good, and Tate is also very good. Defensively, this is where our strength is, right here. It is just amazing what we've done here, and we could just do this for the appearance, right? We could put Bernard up here at CB2, Gonzalez here, but it'll actually be Wilburn. Yeah, but he's just not developing as fast as I'd like, just because of that normal dev. Kyle Hamilton up here, 90 plus overall. Michael's playing up to 80. Nash, 81, basically, but 95 and 84 linebackers with a great interior, and Nick Bosa, George Karlaftis. I didn't realize they're both white. Maybe I'm racist. Who knows? Definitely one of the better teams I've made as of late. So let's go to midseason, see how it actually performs versus how it looks. Wow, only 4-3, and we're not even the top of our division. So that's kind of bad, but We'll look at the stats here and see how Drake Maye's holding up. He's doing a great job, 16 touchdowns, only 1 interception. I'd hope so, considering his support cast is very good. And Christian McCaffrey, this is why you bring him in right here, almost 5 per carry, and 5.2 per carry from Drake Maye is pretty good. Already 7 touchdowns for McCaffrey on the ground. Actually, I did want to look at the blocking stats. That is after receiving. Stephon Diggs, oh my God, 826 yards. He's been more than amazing. And Daniel Valdez is doing fine. McCaffrey's meh. Blocking. Does anyone have a sack allowed? Nathan Tate, I was worried about him. Yeah, we're allowing a few sacks, which isn't great. Defensively, Nick Bolton, 63 tackles, leads the team by a long shot. 8 TFLs for George Karlaftis, 5 for Bolton, 5 for Carter, 4 for Ed, and only 3 for Bosa. And Bosa only 3.5 sacks, 4 for Karlaftis, and 5.5 for Peter Dorsett. He's been so good. And then Ed Donaldson and Nick Bolton, both with an interception. So I don't know. Things could definitely be better. And I'm scared to look at these players ready to negotiate. Yeah, we already can't, you know, afford half of them. $38 million to get these deals done. McCaffrey, I don't even know if I want him back. Mekhi Becton, if he wants, okay, 2 years, I'm fine with that. If you want to do 2 years, $16 million, he is back. Only $23 million left. And Nick Bolton is obviously a great player, and I'd like to sign him back to keep a cast around the rest of this team. And he is back, and we are not going to be able to re-sign Christian McCaffrey. Maybe by the end of the year we'll somehow shake up enough salary, and then also we might be able to restructure a contract or two, and then we can so we can keep this team for another year. So we actually do dodge a bullet, considering there's only very few people that need to be re-signed. If there was more than that, we would be so screwed right now. But we're going to focus on the playoffs. We're going to focus on the rest of the season, see how we do. We finished 13-4. We only had 1 loss in the second half of the season. First round bye for us, and I'll just go ahead and auto upgrade everybody that needs to be. We have a very good team, if you guys weren't aware, and I expected it to show through as it did. Drake Maye, 4th in the NFL in passing yards, 4,447, 36 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. MVP type numbers for sure. Rushing, Christian McCaffrey was amazing, exactly what we were missing. Jamel Kitchen, when he had the ball, was very good as well. Receiving, oh my God, Stephon Diggs, 1,600 yards basically, and 15 touchdowns, and 1 touchdown below him, AJ Madison, with quite a dip in receptions and yards. Still had 1 less touchdown. Keon Coleman played a big role, and Valdez wasn't amazing. McCaffrey was fine. The backup tight end did okay. Defensively, 135 tackles for Nick Bolton. Ed Donaldson was up next. They both have 7 TFLs. George Karlaftis actually led the team with 22, 10 sacks, 16 for Bosa, 11 sacks. Peter Dorsett, only half a sack in the second half of the season, going for 6, and 16 TFLs, 10 for Jalen Carter, 4.5 for him. He's actually the worst performing player on our D-line. We have a few interceptions to go around. Our first matchup is against the Indianapolis Colts. Do we win? And we win 21-14 in the conference championship. I'm not going to worry about jumping in here. Just need to make it to the Super Bowl, and we do make it to the Super Bowl against the Minnesota Vikings. This is the Randy Moss Bowl right here. We'll look at yearly awards. Drake Maye is your MVP around the NFL, Coach of the Year, Mac the Lack. I was gonna do something else, and I just realized I should have done Mac the Slack or something like that. Something that would have made a little bit more sense. But AFC side of things, Offensive Player of the Year, almost Stephon Diggs. Defensive Player of the Year, not almost any of our players. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defense, we don't really have that. Best quarterback was Drake Maye. He's been so good. We'll take a look at the Super Bowl team now. Drake Maye, Jamel Kitchen, obviously Christian McCaffrey, Stephon Diggs, 99 overall, playing up to that. Drake Maye is now a solid 99 overall. Madison's very good. Keon Coleman's pretty good. Valdez, Becton's back, Waters, all this good stuff. But defensively, any dev trait, yep, Karlaftis goes up to superstar, making it just look that much better. Wilburn really not playing up to his potential, and you can kind of look across and kind of see how these guys are doing and what they're up to. Michaels is getting, all these guys are getting great morale boosts. We'll see Joe Milton under center now against our defense. This is going to be probably atrocious to watch, not gonna lie. Nope, that one is going to be completed. There's a flag on the play though. Peter Dorsett's hit with a roughing the passer, and that puts them already into our territory. Just a nice little curl route, and then tack on the extra 15 after that. And number 22, the running back, will fit through the line. It is Meredith. What a manly name. Looks like this team still has Oh, wow. What a play there. I'd have to assume that is Peter again. It is Jalen Carter. It looked a little slim to be Jalen Carter. I was going to say, it looks like this team still has Justin Jefferson, and we have one of our best corners lined up on him. To be fair, we have a pretty good corner room, and look at George Karlaftis in the backfield. The Greek freak rolls out and just eats the sack. Joe Milton gets the best taste of George Karlaftis right there. And we'll go ahead and look at an offensive drive from our team now. Drake Maye will come out here and introduce himself to the crowd in the Super Bowl. And we will actually go play at read option there. What was that? Drake Maye probably should not be up to doing calling that one. I don't know what our head coach is thinking here, but just can't be doing that. A little more of a loaded formation. You would expect a run here, and it is. Christian McCaffrey is good for 9 yards right there. Is that David Long? He's still in the league? That's kind of crazy to me. We'll see what the offense cooks up here. Obviously, 3rd and 3, tight yardage here, and they'll go read option. It looks like it's been working for them all year long, as this is already the second time we've seen it today. And Drake Maye is good for the first down. Good for him. Kyle Duggar, former Patriot, on the tackle. What a game it is for him. Revenge game. He's going to be flying all over the place. He is a good player, and I mean, I'm sure he still is, but he's got to be ancient at this point. And at the safety position, you really see that kind of often. Also, Harrison Smith, another Viking. That's a great example there, as I missed out on commentating on a McCaffrey run for 7. Drake Maye, it's going to be in a tighter formation. Watch the run. Christian McCaffrey pushes forward for the first down. We aren't exactly marching right now, but we definitely aren't being stopped, and that is a broken tackle. Christian McCaffrey jukes a man, gets up the field, past the 40, down to the 35. Does a good job moving upfield even after contact initially, and then jukes a guy out. Forces a missed tackle there. Just a great run overall for Christian McCaffrey. What an animation driven game, which reminds me, I'm so happy and excited for NCAA, the football game, to come out. If you guys don't know, EA is developing a college football game, and will be sacked. Drake Maye is brought down by the former Patriots, Josh Uche. Oh man, they saw this one coming. They're like, hey, the Patriots are powerhouses. I don't even remember if I traded Uche to the Vikings, but basically they said, hey, we need to get all the former Vikings we can, or all the former Patriots we can this season to fight them. And that's a TFL, another one. 3rd and 14. This will be an interesting one right here, considering we are at the 39. They might stay conservative. No, they're going to go empty backfield. Interesting. We'll see how this one ends up. Obviously, you got to look at your good receiver. And yep, Stephon Diggs, I think that is, just outruns the whole defense into the end zone. Touchdown. Wow, that was quick and easy. Didn't look like we saw a whole lot of Drake Maye passing the ball or just arm talent, but when he did, came out through a strike to his #1 receiver, Stephon Diggs, who he went out and acquired. I'll simulate the rest of this game. Go to the end of the game here. New England, it looks like they got an instant turnover and just put it in the end zone. 21-10. Looks like we're doing a great job. 28-10 now. Can we get even better numbers put up on the board? Because 31-17 looks pretty bad for the Vikings, and they'll be on their comeback. 24-31. We do tough this one out and win. No points scored, or I guess very little points scored towards the end of this game for us, and Vikings could have made it stressful, but they didn't, and we win the Super Bowl. We'll try to go back to back. I'll sim another year for sure. We'll accept AJ Madison's option here, accept Travis Nash's offer. That'd be the 3rd round. Jeremy Bernard, yes please. And then we'll finally get around to Christian McCaffrey and his contract here. 1 year seems fine to me, and I'll actually lower it down to 2.5, and he's going to stay with the team. We still have 8 million left, and not really to do anything special, just in case. I feel like someone might have retired because we had so much extra free, cap space open, but I don't think that's the case. Oh, it looks like we still have all our pieces on offense and on defense. Yeah, we still look really good. So no one really retires. We got some upgrades for some players. I'm going to go restructure our contract and try to sign at least someone. Look at this team: 99 overall, 98 overall, 96, 94, 94, 92, 91, 87, 86, 86, 86, 86, 86, 84, 83, 83, 83, 82, 82. Like, we are insanely good. Who would you be going after at this fine hour? Talanoa Hufanga has so much interest to come into play. Best safety in probably the league at this point. Please, please, please accept our contract. He's here. So now our defense will consist of a backup superstar X Factor. He'll probably come down and actually play slot corner for us. Never mind, he's not that good at it. I don't know. I just saw an opportunity to get a 97 overall player. Thought I'd take it. And then obviously we've got guys developing better than others and some guys that are just overall better than others, and we have a very good team. Frankie Louvu, even Trenton Simpson is still here. Like, we have depth as well, which is crazy. Maybe not on the D line at all. That's fine. Like, I feel like that's fine. Obviously that's probably where you want to like have depth in real life, but in this, not really too worried about it, especially with Nash and Donaldson over top and Nick Bolton. So I don't know. I really like this team. Team's really good offensively. We're meh. Obviously, this is probably what's holding us back a little bit. But when you have a guy like Drake Maye, you don't need a whole lot to make the team go around. Obviously, we have a very good team around him, but himself makes the team as good as it is to this point. We really don't need to draft at all, and nor do we have any picks. We'll just go to next season. We have a 96 overall defense and an 89 offense, which is actually crazy. Probably have one of the better defenses of all time on paper, at least. Like, obviously there's performance issues because it's a simulation. Like, it's Madden. You're not gonna be putting up all-time high numbers, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So New England just like has been known to be like a defensive team. Bill Belichick's obviously like a defensive minded coach. It's kind of fallen off the rails a little bit because he's trying to be like the GM. You could dive all into that, right? But what I'm trying to say is New England has some historically great teams, and the defense has never looked this good. And I think this is probably the best overall defense on paper, probably of all time. Ooh, Keely Ringo might have gotten let go or just straight up retired, because we have no cornerback 4. So I'll maybe make a signing or a trade or something to bring in a 4th corner to help us out. And then obviously we have the 2 best safeties in the league, which is nuts. We'll sign Heath Lincoln. He'll be our 4th corner. Wait, are we seriously like we can't afford that? Well, yikes. We have $1 million of cap space. That is absurdly funny. Like, that's actually hilarious. And no, Devontae Michaels is on his rookie deal. We might have to trade one of our starters. So Keely Ringo is actually a Jet now, so like we kind of just missed out on that. I'm trying to get a superstar tight end and something, but we can't really put that together. We can't put like the pieces that we need together. Done deal. Michaels, Wolf, Simpsons, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. This like 2 or 3 years from now for a backup tight end to replace Wolf, who we're actually trading because he's like $12 million against the cap. And then we bring in a 25-year-old cornerback that is a superstar X Factor and an 86 overall. More than happy to bring him in. So the team looks a little different now, just a tad bit, and Welch will be here now. He will be the number 2, and he's actually not bad at all. I actually like the way that this guy looks. Eric Welch will come in and be our our tight end 2 to kind of replace that $12 million against the cap that our old one had. So we just had to let him go. We had to let him leave us. And defensively, this is where we make the big step up. As Branch, we bring in a 25-year-old superstar X Factor. Wilburn will get bumped down to number 3, and Bernard will be our number 4, which is crazy. Hufunga, Hamilton, just a great safety duo. Nash, Bolton, Donaldson, still a very sick linebacking crew. Karloftis, Dorsett, Carter, and Bosa, just all great defensive players on the defensive line, and they get to share the defensive line, make it very hard for defenses to scheme against. And that being said, we'll go ahead and see how we do. We have a little bit more team chemistry this time around. We got some young dude in here at corner who's going to come in and probably go lights out and just win every matchup. All right, he needs to be Sauce Gardner, rookie numbers, and we'll be just fine. Same start to this season as we did last with 4-3. We've got probably around the same numbers if I had to guess too. Drake Maye, 1,900 yards, 21 touchdowns in the first half of the season is crazy. What are we, 4-3? That's 3 per game, and he's only thrown an interception of 3 of 7 games, maybe like 1 a game, if that. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, basically, maybe he's thrown 2 interceptions in 1 game and 1 interception in another. You never know. But rushing, McCaffrey is kind of taking that step back, and Zamel Kitchen's kind of meh. Receiving, Stephon Diggs, 640 yards. Madison, 558 yards. Then we take the step down to Valdez, Coleman, and Christian McCaffrey around this area. And touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, Madison leads the team with 8. Blocking, we probably have less issues now, which is good. We're not really seeing as much sacks given up, which is really important. Nick Bolton, 48 tackles, leads the team with Adonis Wilburn, who's playing that slot corner now, and then Donaldson here. But TFL's Peter Dorsett just continues to set the league on fire, man. He's been really good since he's come in. Kind of a lighter defensive tackle, can shred up an interior though. Karlaftis 7 TFLs, Jalen Carter 7, Nick Bosa with 6, and 5 sacks with 3 people lead the team between Jalen Carter, Nick Bosa, and Peter Dorsett. And only 1.5 less is George Karlaftis. Then Nick Bolton has 1 as well. 2 interceptions for Adonis Wilburn, who is adapting to the slot quite nicely. Hufanga has 1, Greg Branch has 1, Kyle Hamilton has 1, and Christian Gonzalez has 1. Players ready to negotiate. We have negative 28 million, and this is, wow, we've actually only have 3 contracts. We can probably, you know, we should not do this, but we probably could make it work if we wanted to. We should, like, if I were to do this, I'd let McCaffrey walk. Obviously we have his replacement in Zamel or whatever his name is. Caleb Waters, like, don't franchise tag him, but if you could free up $28 million somehow, or someone retires, whatever it is, and you can you know, maybe franchise tag Jalen Carter just to keep it and drag it out for 1 more year, and you can kind of look down the board here. Oh, Zamel has an option, Bentley has an option, and Adonis Wilburn. I try to, like, accept all those and just push it down as far as you can. Try to keep this dream team together, as we will keep it together for 1 more half season. This one will be the second half of 2030. It is 2030. It is year 2030, which is crazy. It takes this long to make the New England Patriots good. 14-3. Didn't lose a game the second half of the season. We just went on 10 straight wins and we were done with it. We said, yeah, this was too easy. We just wrecked through the league. We only won by 3 the last game out, and it was Nick Bolton who might have kept us in that game. Drake Maye, 2nd in the league. This is like a repeat of last year. MVP caliber numbers again, 1-to-6 interception ratio. Rushing, wow, Zamel sucked, but Christian McCaffrey also was on a down year. Receiving, Stephon Diggs over 1,500 yards again. AJ Madison on the same amount of receptions, just at that 1,200 mark. Maybe 1,250 is probably where I should round out. And then 16 touchdowns, led the team with Valdez right behind him at 10, and Keon Coleman just playing that support role and playing it well. Blocking, what did we do? 10 sacks allowed. Oh my god, we fell apart on the offensive line the second half of the season. Donaldson and Bolton lead the team in tackles, pretty obviously. They are sub linebackers. And wow, what a year from the defensive lineman. Peter Dorsett leads the team, or has tied for the lead with George Karlaftis and TFLs with 14, and 9.5 sacks from the interior is really good. Nick Bosa 13.5 led the team, 9.5 up next. Then Jalen Carter at 6, after we already mentioned George Karlaftis is 7.5. And 4 interceptions for Adonis Wilburn. Really played well in the slot. 3 for Talanoa, 3 for Greg Branch, 1 for Bolton, 1 for Gonzalez, and 1 for Kyle Hamilton. We have absolutely mowed through competition for the second half of the season. We are on a 10-game winning streak, which is almost Brock Purdy-like. But can we translate that to the postseason in the divisional against the Dolphins? No, of course we lose. So that's an anticlimactic finish. Disappointing end to the rebuild, but hey, it was fun while it lasted. It was super fun to just put together this team. And obviously there's no sustainable way you can do this. Like, you can't just go out and pick up guys like Hufanga, trade for guys like Kyle Hamilton and Branch, Karlaftis. Like, you can't just do this always, but it's fun to put together a super team, especially to end a rebuild. So that'll be all from me. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and hit a like, go down, help me out so much. Hit the subscribe. We're almost monetized. That'll be all from me. Thank you guys for watching. Deuces.